Well, the church is definitive on its teaching, and it always has been. There can only be men priests because they follow what Jesus did. He chose 12 men. There were priestesses in other pagan religions at that time, so it wasn't off the table. He could have done that. His mother is the holiest person that was ever created, who's not divine. She would have been the best priest if you were going to allow anybody, because she's perfect. I mean, she had no sin in her. But he chose no. These will be these 12. So that's never going to change. Can priests be married? They sure can. We know Peter had a wife. He had a mother-in-law, so he had to have a wife. And we've had married priests for, probably 4 or 5 centuries in the church. But after a while, it became an issue for raising families. How do you raise a family if you're just going to keep picking up people and moving them, and they don't own the land? The church owns the land, and how do we distribute the property? And all, it became a big headache. And for many other reasons, the church just said, we want the priest to be focused on his flock specifically, and that's why we're going to impose on him this promise of celibacy.
Is there any friction within the church on that, especially in the priesthood?
I don't see it. I mean, so in the church, there's the God-imposed rules or laws, and then there's man-imposed, okay? The man-imposed ones can be changed, and that's not a problem. The ones that God set forth, we are untouchable. We can't change those things. It was through the popes where they decided to embrace celibacy rather than marriage. So that can be changed back with no problem. Pope has the authority to do that. And in fact, when we have other priests coming in from other religions, there's a guy named Dwight Longnecker. Father Longnecker was, I think, Episcopalian, and he had a family, but he realized, I want to be part of the Catholic faith. I think this is where the truth resides the most. When we took him into the church, the Holy See declared that he would be ordained a priest even though he already has a wife and kids. And he'd have to make special provisions to provide for them, but that's fine. Because Peter, we have examples throughout history where it happened. So that can be changed. But you can't change the things that God set forth that cannot be changed.